Are you happy?
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yes.
You made to do that. We get all.
And not because of this quiz. I mean, generally, today are you happy?
Yes.
Yeah, summer's coming.
Yeah. Do other people say the same thing to you? Do other people say that you are happy? Or you think you are happy? Now you start smiling. You're just trying to be happy here. What makes you happy the most? Usually. What makes you happy? Where do you find your reason to be happy?
From your children.
From your children? So you are not always happy then. Sometimes. Well, I remember that when there has been having the many moments of happiness. But when I received the admission to the SMU where I graduated from, I remember the day that it was so exciting. I was so happy when I received that letter of acceptance. Because that was the school that I want to start. But soon after the semester began, that my joy and my happiness turned out to be a burden. I noticed that you are suffered by my English. And whenever I just heard that many of our congregation are suffering during the sermon to understand my English.
Oh.
back in 17 years ago, when I entered the seminary, my English was worse. So just you imagine, okay, my joy just became a great burden. Then I asked myself, James, why did you choose this path? Every day just filled with suffering. Couldn't find the joy at all. But still I remember that the day that I received the letter of acceptance. But that joy just lasted just for a few days. Now my every day is just filled with the suffering. Whenever the professor just announced a new paper, the quiz or test, my just heart is filled with agony. Oh God, another paper here. Worst thing was the SMU back then, at that time, they didn't give us A or B, the alphabetical grade, but they gave us a number. So this by 1 point, your suffering just getting worse. Moment of joy now became the period of suffering. Martha, the lady that we are introduced today, was a lady of happiness for a moment. Because if you just read the whole Bible, the Martha was kind of knew Jesus very well. The Martha was kind of a rich woman, especially in her village. And then, very unusually, her name is mentioned in the Bible, and that indicates she must be the head of her family. She has a sister and a brother, but still her name is mentioned over her brother. So that probably means she had the power, right? She had the power, and she had what? Money, and she had her position. And this lady heard about Jesus, and she wanted to serve Jesus with what she had. So in our concept, in our context, she must be the one of those who were very faithfully served the ministry by dedicating the she had. She probably gave all she got to serve. That's who Martha was. Many people misunderstood. Martha was a kind of a bad example of a Christian servant. And Mary was kind of a good example. But I don't think so. Martha was a lady who was just like one of us, maybe better than us. And then she was the lady who was willing to utilize all of her resources to serve Jesus. Think about it this way. The Bible says that Martha opened her door to serve Jesus. But as we know that Jesus was not alone. Jesus plus his disciples. Okay? Now that she was willing to serve the Jesus and his whole group, money-wise, time-wise, energy-wise, it's a big deal. Now, so you want to invite at least 12 or 14 or 20 group of people in your home. Imagine that. I cannot do it. Because my house is not that big enough. But she had the resources. Probably more than 20. The number of people that she needs to serve. Okay? That's the heart that Martha had. So anyway, she heard Jesus is passing through her town, so she was gladly invited Jesus. Now think about her heart. Her heart was filled with great joy. Why? Because the Jesus whom she loved now is coming towards her house. Okay? Jesus is not the ordinary visitors. Jesus is the one that Martha loved the most. The great teacher, the greatly respected. This is like that you invite the one of your favorite and respectful person to your home. Okay? We must be very excited. The Martha was like us, excited as she prepared all this food and the waters and tables. I mean, you name it. Okay? For making bed for Jesus. In our home, in our days, in our home, we have air conditioning. But 2,000 years ago in Israel, as you know, that it's a great big deal. Working without air conditioning. Right? It was the moment of happiness, moment of excitement. But here we can see that something is going on. Maybe that Jesus arrived earlier than Martha expected, or some of her preparations didn't go through right. Anyway, as we all, the normal preparation for party is that we just finished the preparation before the guests arrive, right? So that we can just, with the dress, we can politely welcome guests into our home, and then everything will be just provided step by step as we plan, right? That Martha has that kind of plan and trying to make all the preparation perfect. But the problem, like I said, Jesus got there earlier than she expected. Okay? Bottom line is, preparation was not finished when Jesus got there. Now, what would you feel if you were in the Martha shoes? Frustrations, right? Not yet. Not yet. Simply, not yet. I'm not dressed yet. Food is still going on. And then now I don't know what to do first. Everything is just messed up. Jesus already stayed into my house, took a seat, and his followers already took their own seat, and then the house is starting being filled. Now, what should I do? Try to finish my work, right? Now, I didn't want to show myself like this, that got wet by all this sweat, with this dirty clothes. I just want to be beautiful, at least to my Jesus. But my plan was just messed up now. Joy, excitement, happiness started leaving from my heart. Okay? Heart was filled with excitement and joy. Now, with the Jesus appearance, I started living. And then other things replaced my heart. Frustration, embarrassment, anger, upset. Now, as we're working, I just found my only sister Mary sitting right next to Jesus, whom I love, trying to be pretty, like this maybe, or maybe like this, and then listen to Jesus having fun, having good conversation with Jesus. How would you feel? Oh, my Mary, you're doing wonderful. And what would you like to say? Not Mary. Got exploded. Her anger just maximized at this point. Would you like to blame Martha? No. No. If you were in that position, I bet you would do the same thing that she did. Okay? Now, Martha, by suppressing her anger, she approached to Jesus and said, Jesus, please look at me. I'm so busy in preparing all this dinner table. Now, my only sister Mary is sitting right next to you, and she's not willing to help me. Would you please say something to my this very childish sister Mary to help me? She's now 21, 22. We don't know her age, but we just assume, okay? She's maybe 25 now. This 25-year-old baby Mary to help me. Martha would probably expect that Jesus probably went very sorry and said, oh, Martha, I didn't know that you were working so hard. I didn't even know that Mary is here. And then just blame Mary. Blame Mary, 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 Mary. What are you doing here? Why don't you go and help your sister? I'm hungry. Feed me. Or something like that. Or at least, oh, Martha, you are big sister. You are so better than Mary. But that's not what what Jesus said, as we all can see here, with the eyes of compassion, what Jesus said, Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about too many things. But only one thing is needed. And Mary has chosen what is better. Notice the word better. Not the best, not good, better. And it will not be taken away from her. What does this mean? Jesus never said what Martha was doing was wrong. Needed. Okay? But Martha simply was just too much worried for too many things. She just needs to just choose one thing. If she cannot cover, she cannot take care of the whole thing at a time. Okay? Just choose one that makes you happy. And that's what Mary did. Mary chose the better thing that made her happy. And nobody will take it away from her. Now let's just take some more time to just think deeply about this message. We don't think that Martha was a bad lady. We don't think that Martha was unfaithful. We don't think that Martha was kind of very bad servant. As we already shared, that Martha seems to be very faithful lady, very loyal to Jesus. But the problem that she's dealing today is that she has lost her joy. If we see the whole picture, the Martha was very happy and excited because of who? Jesus. Because Jesus wanted to come to her home as she wanted. So, because of Jesus, she was very excited. Right? Now, she thought that the feeding Jesus, preparing the place for Jesus, would be very wonderful things to do. And she just kind of imagined if she did, Jesus would be very happy. So, in order to make Jesus happy, she started making all this preparation. So she prepared the food and she prepared the bed and made all this plan. Right? She was working with what? Joy. Even if it was hard. Now, the Jesus arrived. Who was the source of her joy? It's very ironic. Now the source of her joy is standing right in front of her. What would happen? Her joy could be twice bigger. Huh? But what happened? Gone. Joy is gone. Why? Because of the responsibilities that she set out for herself. She just put all those responsibilities on herself. Jesus didn't ask her to do that. She just asked her to herself. You got to do this to make Jesus happy. Now, she probably, for the very theoretical moment, the feeding Jesus would be the cause of her joy. In the very beginning, the Jesus was the cause of her joy. Now, she was trying to find her joy in the preparing or feeding Jesus, which means the cause of her joy is changing. When that same factors of her joy is changing from Jesus to feeding Jesus, what? The foundation of her happiness is shaken. Now everything became burden to her. Jesus is in her home right now, but she couldn't be happy. But just her anger grew, and she's now upset. Where could she find her joy? Where could she find the cause of her happiness? If she just finished all the preparation and the feeding Jesus, do you think could Martha become happy? No, it's too late. Many of us in today make the same mistake as Martha did. We as Christians come to church to worship God and to deepen our relationship with Jesus and the Holy Spirit. We Christians should find the cause of our happiness in Jesus. Why? Because we all know that Jesus loves us and that we love Jesus. And that because of that love, we are here today and worshiping God. And that we have our hope of eternal life every day. And the other great thing is the love of God is never shaken, is never changed. But all other sources for joy can be changed. Where do you find your joy? From the letter of acceptance to the graduate school, like me, or from your children, or from your parents, from your business. Where do you find your happiness? From your new car? I still remember the first time I bought a new car. It was 1993. I bought this nice looking car. Really excited. Then a few days after, then my new car, my pride, the joy of my happiness became my burden. Because somebody made a scratch on the parking lot. Then they hurt my feelings. That little scratch broke my heart. My joy, not anymore, as the cause of my sorrow. Do you find your happiness in your new house, new career, new school? All those things could give us the joy and happiness, but not for last, not for long. I'd like to encourage you to find your joy, not something in this world, but in Jesus Christ our Lord. Because Jesus Christ is the only one who loves us and who cares for us with a steadfast love. If Martha could keep focusing on Jesus, not be distracted by just feeding him, then she shouldn't have to lose her happiness. Mary, of course, seems to be she's very lazy. Seems to be she's very childish. Many people some Christians said, hey, because Mary was good, Mary was praised, so I don't like to do anything, but I just like to sit here and you just go ahead and clean the church, you just go ahead and prepare the family dinner, you just go ahead and do something. I don't like to do anything because that's what Jesus said. I don't think that's what Jesus said. It's just relative terms, right? But we all know. The good thing that Mary did was that Mary was with Jesus. Mary knew the most important thing that she should do was being with Jesus and listening to Him. What is the most important thing to do for all Christians? Serving? No. Serving is important, but the most important thing for us to do is listening to the Lord and being with the Lord and obey Him. Amen?
Amen.
When we can keep our relationship with Jesus day by day, my family, we will not lose our joy. Joy will be yours. Your heart will be filled with happiness day after day. Because your joy is from the Lord our Jesus Christ. And the joy will never dry out. Amen? Let us